This is not your average study, and it's nearly impossible for this look to ever become a trend. Why? Because it's already cemented its position in history. This style has long since been resolved, not debated. It lives in English country estates, in the rooms where real decisions were made, where wisdom resides, where legacy is written, and where the man sitting in the executive chair knows his direction. This room isn't for the faint-hearted. It's not for those who bounce from style to style looking for identity. This is for the man who's already chosen one. And if you bring your full regard to it, this kind of room will return the favor tenfold. Let's walk through one of the most commanding interior styles that we create. If you're a returning subscriber, hit the thumbs up. If you're new here, hopefully by the end of this video, you'll be a subscriber. Remember that if you would like our help in designing your room, you can have that help by clicking the link in the description below. Sebastian came to us with vision and conviction. He wanted a classical study, something worthy of an English country house library, layered with artifacts and antiques collected during his travels through Europe, a bust of Caesar, a ship model, a set of antique swords, and a stately console table he asked us to include if it fit. But more than that, he asked us to design something rooted, something serious, something respected. He wasn't after trend, he was after timelessness. Let's take a look at what we came up with. Primarily, this room presents as English traditional. Though accurate, there's much more to that label. This room is the trunk of the traditional style tree, the forefather of heritage-based interiors, the one that gave birth to many styles that we now praise. Contemporary spins on gentlemen's clubs, cigar and whiskey lounges, Georgian, Victorian, British, and colonial, all trace back to this. But layered beyond that, there's something else happening here. You're looking at this and you're thinking, I've seen this shape before. I know this structure. It's familiar, but where from? Let me help you. What you're seeing, what we're deliberately guiding your eye toward, is the beginning or the end of a train tunnel. The shadows across the lower portion of the far wall, the daylight breaching through at the top, the rectangular footprint. This room structure felt like the interior of a luxury train cabin, and so we leaned in. In a high-end train cabin, large windows line both sides. Your eyes drink in the beauty of the passing countryside. Here, we didn't have side windows, but we still could give you something to behold. That's why we filled those wall spaces with rich, meaningful art. Art that you can take in like scenery, pieces that have the power to shift your mindset. The desk was purposely placed at the head of the room, right beneath that commanding window, because that is the conductor's seat. Whether entering or exiting the tunnel, the entire room is led by that man sitting right there. He knows the path, he sees the destination, and there is only forward. The wheels rotate, the train is on the tracks, there is no turning back, only through. And I know some of you might be thinking, isn't that a bit dreamlike? Yes, and that's the point. I'm inviting you to expand how you see your own space, because your room can hold this kind of connection. It can help you navigate. It can reflect the journey that you are personally on. Everything in this room was created to have something to say, and that is what was so fun about this design. Look closely at the ceiling. We've trimmed it in a way that echoes something powerful throughout history, the dome. Now, of course, we don't have the structural height or span to build an actual dome, but we can visually reference one. Through carefully curved trim work, the ceiling subtly mimics that historical silhouette. It's a nod to cathedrals, libraries, halls of knowledge and legacy. A reminder above your head that great men before you have sat in similar rooms beneath domes and written history. Why not walk a path of similar fashion? The chandelier extends its hand to you as well. At a glance, it may seem modest, but study the lines. This specific light is the Braden pendant, and it holds surprising power. Its globe shape and metal framework nod to the lanterns of old train stations and gaslit halls. But this isn't nostalgia, it's continuity. The pierced detailing along the mid-band, the candelabra bulbs behind clear glass. It doesn't just illuminate, it transports. It echoes the architecture of the space itself. Round medallions, arched windows, and timeless symmetry. And in matte black, it doesn't steal attention, it earns its fair share quietly. The kind of light that would have hung in a reading room 120 years ago. Timeless. Let's break down the physical space. This entire room is a masterclass in symmetry. The desk, the built-ins, the sconces, the flanking busts, all balanced with precision. The two-tone wall treatment I mentioned before gives you the mood without the cave. We used Sherwin-Williams Tricorn Black across the lower two-thirds of that far wall. A bold, unapologetic tone, deep enough to ground the room, sharp enough to outline it. Above that and stretching across the remaining walls and ceiling is Sherwin-Williams Canvas Tan, a soft neutral that doesn't just add warmth, it lifts the space like light filtering through linen. Black and tan, a stunning combination that has stood the test of time. Sharp contrast, controlled presence. We obviously can't miss the sofa. This isn't just any Chesterfield. This is the Washington sofa by Maitland Smith, crafted in genuine top-grain leather with a rich tobacco finish that feels aged without being worn, the kind of piece that looks better the longer you own it. Its hand-carved mahogany feet, tightly tufted back, and rolled arms aren't just decorative, they're intended. They echo a time when craftsmanship mattered, when furniture was heirloom, not disposable. This is the kind of piece that doesn't just support a room, it grounds it. It says, the man who chose this chooses well. The Persian-style rug beneath, it adds not just softness, but symbolism. That red is more than color. It plants a flag, a mark of tradition, a waving of the banner. Muted olive, weathered rust, and sandstone tones age the piece with dignity, like it's already lived through chapters of someone's life. Every piece here is deliberate. Busts placed as punctuation, lighting layered to guide the eye, bookshelves installed for function and dignity, created to house thousands of volumes, softly lit from within. Let me give you 3 things that you can borrow from this room. The first is to create a narrative through placement. That desk at the front of the train wasn't accidental. Where you place your key furniture can tell a story. The second is to use trim to simulate structure. Don't underestimate what molding can suggest. You don't need a cathedral to evoke one. And thirdly, let art be your scenery. When you don't have windows, give your walls justification, emotion, culture, and timeless perspective. This room is more than masculine forward, more than traditional, more than aesthetic. It's a message about internalizing direction, about leading your life as a conductor would a train, and about surrounding yourself with long-lasting principles, not because it just looks good, but because it reminds you of who you are. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up. If you feel like sticking around a while, feel free to subscribe. See you on the next one.